hate puppies. It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened.
Guess that's why they don't go to me for fashion.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House. Hopefully on your way to your Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully something better than what I ended up doing, which is nothing so far.
You better do something this weekend.
I'll figure something out, man. I'm working closer, ever closer to it. So
I'm excited right now.
About what?
About our special guest, dude.
Oh my God, I know.
We've been talking about this for a couple months now, and we got him back in, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone out there can guess who it is. Why don't you just say hi and they'll see if anyone can guess.
What's up, everybody? This is Big Rich.
There he
It
is.
is.
Yeah. A.K.A. your mama's favorite.
That's right.
A.K.A. the best of both worlds. A.K.A. I don't get pulled over by the cops no more.
Oh.
Whoa, that's a development. How did that happen?
I got one of those stickers that say I donated to the police fund.
Nice.
Well played, and that works.
So far?
Sometimes I get pulled over and ask for $5. It's like, you got me, don't you?
You got that money.
Yeah. I paid $20 for the sticker.
I have a bunch of those stickers, and they don't. I never put them on the car.
The fraternal order.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I
It
realized
can't
that
hurt, right?
No.
Well, I think I started getting scammed.
Well, yeah, there's probably some fake ones out there.
That's what I noticed. Like, I started donating to like all these like. They would call me up and be like, "Hey, we're raising money so that kids of like officers who die in the line of duty can go to college." And I'm like, "Oh, that's legit." And they're like, "Well, can we put a sticker in the mail for you?" And I'm like, "Sure." Well, then as soon as I donated, all of a sudden, boom! It was like the firemen started calling me, and they're like, "Hey, we die too." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, here's $25." And then all of a sudden, I noticed that these funds that were calling me weren't sending stickers. Like the first couple times they were getting stickers out to me, and I was like, okay, that's a legit fund.
Then the deadliest catch guys called. They're like, we die the most.
Yeah, exactly.
Help us out.
Like,
Lost my arm in a pot of crabs.
Sounds about right.
I've had crabs. Yeah, I guess I should donate to that, right?
Yeah, that reminds me of college. I lost my arm in a pot of crabs once.
I kept the comb. It keeps my mustache nice and shiny.
Dude, those combs are so tight. Gotta be honest. I know all about. It's better than the comb? Just shave it off.
No. I look weird without a mustache.
No, I'm talking about crabs.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah, you'd look real weird with that mustache.
Yeah.
They're like, man, you got something crawling in your mustache there. It's like a curly ass mustache.
Got a
like
little
the catch of the
Salvador Dali going on down there.
Oh, yeah.
A little
Wait.
twisted up on the end.
That's how I like my women. Oh, girl.
Like Salvador Dali?
Yeah.
Just on drugs?
No, just the way the vag hair is.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's a little styling.
Yeah.
Styling and
A
profiling.
little pomade. Dapper Dan.
There you go.
Dapper Dan man myself.
I'm a Dapper Dan man myself.
I don't want no fop. Dapper Dan man.
It's funny, man. We hear a lot of people say that they love it when Big Rich is on. So
I
I was telling him pre-show. I think he thinks I'm pulling his chain.
I really do. I want to see the comments.
okay, watch.
Yeah.
If anyone's excited that Big Rich is back, send in some comments. We'll forward it over to him.
FYI, I'm the only man that does podcasts and radio that you can tell is really fat on the airwaves.
Oh, come on.
Man, you just narrowed down the radio industry to 95% of the people in the radio industry.
Yeah. It's crazy when you see like your heroes and idols from the 80s and 90s, and you look at them, you're like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like
You're
they're
an ugly troll, man. What happened?
It's called a face for radio. I mean, that's a thing.
and that's for a reason.
That's why we're here. That's why we don't video this shit.
That's
man.
about right. That's about right.
God.
Yeah, so we were supposed to have a larger contingency tonight, and unfortunately, it dwindled down. But then I was like, you know what? It's all good because we
More
got Big Rich.
More Big Rich.
It's gonna work itself out. Yeah, because Healy at the last minute had to bump out, and then we lost. We were trying to get Jason Jones out here because I know y'all get along real well. So
Y'all got a history.
Yep.
I was trying to get the whole crew out. Because tonight's plan is to do a double episode, so we're gonna record this, and then we're gonna record another one for next week. So you'll actually have two weeks of Big Rich.
You're welcome.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm sorry.
Brendan's been traveling a lot lately.
Oh my God! all the time, man.
Really?
And now I even noticed that the following week I'll be gone when we're recording. So I got to figure out
another day.
This is another week of Big Rich.
There we go.
Maybe, I don't know.
We should just call it Big Rich in the Pallet House.
There we go.
Let him go off on tirades. That's what you need. You need a third show.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, that would be one. Yeah, that'd be a third show, yeah.
I mean, you do a lot right now between Booze and Grooves, which people can find on SoundCloud.
Right.
Is probably the best way to find you, right?
Yeah, we're doing it straight underground, son.
There you go. There you go. I think we just got on SoundCloud like in the last 2 weeks. So
Nice.
I'm glad to be there. Just got on Spotify too, but Spotify is a difficult place to go because y'all play a lot of music,
Right.
and they don't like that.
Well,
So-
I mean, they took out the R. Kelly, so you're good to go.
Oh, well, there you go. Everything's safe. My daughter was singing "I Believe I Can Fly" the other day, and I'm like, I like the sentiment, but I don't like you singing R. Kelly because you're right in his wheelhouse. You're 8 now. You know, I'm like,
Wow, yes.
I'm like, you got to stay away from R. Kelly.
I
Like,
don't want you in Atlanta in a dungeon.
yeah, exactly right.
With a guy with a Zorro mask licking his lips.
R. Kelly's like, you're old enough to marry.
Yeah.
Like, no, she's not. She's old enough to do fractions. Like,
I hated that the man is going down so bad. I really was a big fan of his music. But then you start listening to the old music, you're like, oh, wow. I wish I would have caught that sooner. You are a pervert. Seriously.
he kind of is.
So a lot of great musicians, right? They all kind of.
Yeah. Brian Wilson was into
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah.
Elvis, right? Wasn't his wife really young when he married her?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was a different time.
It was such a different time. Like, you listen to oldie stations, like, they sing about, like,
Little girls.
and, like,
Yeah.
they're openly like, you're too young for me, stay away.
Little girl.
But,
Yeah.
that police song about the teacher-student thing, like, that's crazy.
I don't even know that song.
Yeah, Don't Stand So Close to Me is about a teacher and a student, like,
Oh,
the
really?
male teacher, like, telling the young girl, like,
Oh, and it's not even the cute teacher-student sex. It's the
No,
dude
yeah.
is the teacher.
yeah, which we're like, we're not cool with that. Everybody seems to be okay with the converse of that, though, when it's the woman.
Well,
With
we're all right with it as
Yeah.
men because
I
Yeah.
we're
would
like,
have never told, man.
yeah, I would have kept my mouth
Well, that's
shut.
the problem, right? Yeah, you say that, but when you're 16 or 15, you ain't keeping your mouth shut. Like,
I would have.
there's not. You didn't hook up with a chick that you weren't bragging to your friends immediately about.
Rich, I don't know that you would. You don't keep your mouth shut now.
Yeah, I really don't.
But that
That's
could
what I
work.
did last night. I got a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Bounce Mrs. Mary's ass. Like,
That's right. But see, he says so much too. Like, people might be like, you're hilarious.
bullshit. You
Yeah,
bullshit.
you're hilarious. Now, I don't think you ever lie, but
nah.
I would laugh immediately. I wouldn't immediately think you were like. I just think you were being funny.
Nah, yeah. Until I, bust out the finger, be like, you want to smell? You wanna smell? That I did to those there. Come on, you know you want to. I swear it's not my asshole. Come on.
Just kidding. That was my asshole.
Totally got you.
I used to do a lot of that when I was like a teenager, though.
Put your finger in your asshole.
No.
I'm just following the lead. I don't know. I didn't. My
I
bad.
used to like finger bang girls, and I'd be like, yo, check the smell of it. I used to do a lot of that for some reason.
I think that's
That was like a weird thing, and I had like 3 guy friends that would just like sit around like a bunch of like monkeys at the zoo, be like, oh,
like,
here comes the finger.
Can I
Here
smell
comes the
that
finger. Let me
again?
smell it.
I see you're not doing anything with that finger right now. Can I borrow it?
That's like before you're driving a car
Yeah.
age. When
Yeah.
that's you ride your bike over. You're like, well, ride
No.
one-handed. Don't fuck it up. I don't want to smell like rubber too.
No, you know what that really is? That's before you're using your fingers. That's when you care.
That's
about right.
Because once you figure it out, you're like, get out of here with that.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
good-
gross.
I'm good over here.
I was like the finger banging champ back in the day in high school, man.
I noticed your hat. I was wondering where you got that from. Yeah, so that's legit, huh?
Yeah,
Finger banging champ.
Yeah.
He's got a tattoo that says finger treats on it.
yeah.
Like, what's that saying? Finger treats. I don't get it.
I had a girl she was like, oh, you got fat sausage fingers. I love you. I'm like, oh, that's great.
What the
When am I going to get some pussy? My wrist is getting real hard here.
I'm gonna have to go back to eating carbs.
Then I became the pussy eating champion.
2 hats.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was good at that.
Was.
Yeah.
Was.
I heard a past tense there.
Yeah. there
He
you go.
retired.
I did retire.
All the greats retire.
Yeah. I tried to put it on the old lady, but she was like, "You're not doing it right." And I'm like, "What? What?"
That's always so like demoralizing when you think you've been doing something right sexually your whole life, and then you meet someone and they're like, "That is the worst."
Yeah,
I've never. And then you're like, "Well, you're way too experienced."
Yes,
like,
Booker.
Yeah, like I'm not a big fan of what you do. You're gonna have to tighten up.
I know, man. But I did, man. I tried. I got into shape. You know, I tried new techniques, and I used to sit in my break room bathroom there and like pretty much open up a ham sandwich and like lick it the perfect way. So I got really good again.
Just
what the
your
fuck?
face just
Yeah, like you know the sandwiches you get at the vending machine? I used to buy them. I used to like practice on.
I get it. I'm just a little concerned about.
Again, I was like 19, 20, you know.
That's even worse.
He's honing his craft. I mean,
Now I have a fetish for open face sandwiches all the time. You catch me down at the New York Deli in Carytown, open face sandwich.
Like I'll take the open face. Hey, you see that guy over there licking his sandwich? That's weird as
He
shit.
always has mustard on his nose. Why does he do that?
Well, you gotta really get it wet so I don't have to chew as much.
Yeah, the Reuben's my favorite.
we can't judge.
Oh, you know, Big Rich is on when you're 11 minutes in. There's already been fingers and butts. They're licking ham sandwiches. It's like,
It's the perfect way to learn though, without having a vag in front of you.
No, if the ham sandwich turns around and goes, "Yep, you did it right," then I would say yes. That's the perfect way to learn. But a ham sandwich is just as happy when you start as when you finish.
Well, by finish, I always ate it. So I wouldn't know how well I did. I just figured in my mind there's like a chart up there.
Maybe that's where you're going wrong with the ladies.
Yeah, no shit. You're halfway through the job and you start biting.
Yeah.
I'm so hungry.
Going to the bedroom with a jar of Miracle Whip. Hold still.
I hate Miracle Whip.
Well, you're not going to eat it. I am.
I'm more of a mustard gal.
Yeah,
Oh,
Spicier deli. Anyway.
Well, welcome back to the show.
anything but yellow mustard.
I see.
You're not a fan of the yellow mustard?
No, not as long as there's spicy and deli and other things. Honey mustard. I'm moving along from the yellow mustard.
That's damn right un-American. It's yellow mustard, man. It's the cornerstone of every 4th of July barbecue. Yellow.
And I avoid it.
Yeah.
There's some truth to that, but I do agree with you that I like a golden spicy brown or
Yeah.
something, something with a little more.
No, I'll throw some yellow on there if that's all we got. But if there's some mustards lined up, that yellow one's at the back of the line.
So the Gildens is getting picked first.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Look at this party. Look at all those mustards.
That's right.
This is
classy.
bumping. This is where I want to be.
Damn right.
It is funny that people have like serious. I've gotten in arguments over like ketchup and mustard and like mayonnaise, like putting it on stuff. Like you can't do that. Like people are like ketchup on a hot dog. People freaking will lose their mind.
Yeah.
I toe that line. I don't believe it, but in Chicago, that's like you don't put ketchup on a hot dog.
Yeah.
Like that is like sacrilege. And so whenever people ask me, I have to, like, oh, no, I would never do that.
Yeah.
And then you catch me in a dark corner, putting a little ketchup on with my mustard and everything. I'll be like, don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
But in front of people, behind closed doors, I'm a ketchup guy. But
Ketchup, yeah. I mean, I used to put mustard and ketchup on fried chicken for some reason when I was a kid.
Like
mustard
chicken
and
tenders or like fried
Like
chicken?
fried chicken,
Like
yeah.
a whole piece of fried chicken. You
Yeah.
just dip it in some mustard and ketchup.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
was a weird child, man. I ate a lot of Mr. T cereal for some reason.
he was the hero.
Yeah, it was good cereal.
you and Pee Wee Herman,
Yeah. Had some of that cereal, too.
big Mr. T guys.
Yeah. I pity the fool who don't eat my milk and cereal.
Yeah.
I pity the food.
Yeah. Stop yelling at me, Mr. T. I'll eat it, all right?
Oh,
But no.
my God.
But, yeah, condiments. Do you guys put ketchup in the refrigerator or do you just leave it out?
I put it in the refrigerator so I don't have to hear other people complain, but it clearly says right on it that you don't need to refrigerate
You
that.
don't.
Yeah.
Don't put it in the refrigerator.
Like mayonnaise, put back in the refrigerator.
Of course.
Yeah.
But ketchup, yeah, you don't have to. You also don't need to put mustard back in the refrigerator.
No, it can stay out, but there's some people, I swear, my mother-in-law, she's like, put that damn mustard in. I'm like, you don't need it in here, old lady. This is 1932 and you don't have an ice box. Like, keep it outside.
Should I have a nice box or an ice box?
Ice box. What I
Gotcha.
say. Yeah.
What's weird is like my mom one Christmas gave me like, because I like hot sauces, gave me like a variety pack of like super hot sauces, all the ones with the crazy names
Yeah.
and shit. And I just lined them up on the back of the stovetop. And it took me a couple years to go through them all. Like 2 or 3 years in, I like was reading one. I was like, refrigerate after opening. They've been sitting on the back of the damn stove for years and years. And I mean, I didn't die. So it makes you wonder.
Yeah, how many times did you hallucinate and you didn't die?
Like Homer Simpson when he said pepper one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he trips out.
Yeah, it was on a crazy trip.
Covered his whole mouth with red wax. He just glazed the insides of his guts.
I just basically I take my cue from like all these shitty restaurants I go to. If they keep it out on the counter, then
You're
I
good to
assume
go,
you can keep it on the counter. But I have come across hot sauces I've seen in like Mexican restaurants that then I get home and they're sitting out. My wife's like, it says refrigerate on the side, and you've been eating it for 6 months. And I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, I didn't know that you're supposed to put like Texas Pete and Red Hot in the refrigerator.
I think it's not all of them. It's just some of them.
Some of them, okay.
Like it depends how much, I guess, like actual like vegetables is in it.
Well, I think what it is just a cover your ass type thing. That's why they're like, yeah, you need to refrigerate that. Like,
Yeah, don't get the salmonella,
yeah,
senor.
because if you don't, then
Salmonella Senor. I knew that guy.
Yeah, salmonella.
He didn't have a lot of friends.
salmonella.
So you're doing. I sorry, we touched on it. This was 10 minutes ago. But you're doing multiple shows now because you're on the radio here in Richmond. People can check you out on WRIR.
Yeah.
It's what is that, 97.3?
Yes, sir. We call it Nighttime Maneuvers, and we spell nighttime with like one word, so it's like a double T at the end. I think that's how you spell it.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's Hip Hop Henry and me. We play like basically not hardcore rap, but like good rap music. And we play it from 3 to 5 in the morning when like maybe 2 or 3 people are listening. And I mean, it's really...
You're going up to 5 now.
That's right.
Yeah.
You just got the Inside the Pallet House plug.
Yeah.
That's gotta be a fun show.
It is a fun show. I mean, I'm like dead tired, but I mean, we could talk about things, and I have to censor myself constantly.
Oh, yeah.
But I could like, maneuver around there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, instead of saying, like pussy or vagina, I say vagine.
There
like
you
some
go.
Middle Eastern creepoid.
Fancy. Or just ham sandwich.
I could just. But we've been doing that for, it's almost been a year. Well, nah, maybe
It's
like
about a year.
Probably about a year. Yeah, I think so. And we're having great fun with that, and it's just a blast, man. And the real fun really does start after the show because we frequent the Waffle House on Broad Street, and that, if anybody's been there after hours, that is a rough place in Richmond to be.
There's actually...
All Waffle House.
I was about to say, let's
Well, lately it has. Lately, you're bound to get choked by the police in front of a Waffle House.
But it's hard to narrow down. It's hard to find a Waffle House at 5 in the morning that's not a little rough.
Yeah.
Because that's where people go to come down.
Yeah, the cops don't even go there. They get their stuff to go. They're waiting outside with the blue light on.
Exactly. that calms everyone down for a minute. Just leave the light going, go in there and be like, the scatter smother covered. I'll be in the car.
When you're half in the bag, man, that Waffle House, it doesn't get much better than that.
No, it really doesn't. And like we've been there so many times. Like I should own stock in it, but we know all the cooks and like staff by name, so it's like really bizarre.
Is there any more impressive short order cooks than the people who work in Waffle House?
Nah, especially the ones who like doing heroin in the back alley and then cook your food.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I haven't been on the inside.
You haven't lived till you've seen your fry cook fall asleep and almost grill his face.
What?
Well, you
Yeah.
probably just don't pay attention when you're there.
I guess I'm not there enough to pick up on the guys who are nodding off.
I see my man fry steak sleep.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, he's good. He woke up at the exact time he needed to flip it.
He just comes back around. And he's like,
you just imagine like, yeah, but it's clean. It's clean, and
I don't know.
yeah, I think we're
Look,
all right.
I've been in the back of enough restaurants. I'll tell you, if you go in the back of your favorite restaurants, you would probably be like, this isn't clean enough for me. So you're better off just not going back there. At least Waffle House,
You see
everything's
it.
in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah, you see the dude nodding off right there in front of you. You're fully aware.
I've been to the back of the Banditos. That was rough. That
Yeah.
was really bad. My mom was like selling perks to some fry cook. And
Standard procedure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whose mom doesn't
well, my
do that?
mom, yeah. And like it was like, oh man, I don't you don't realize like how close you are to having Band-Aids in your burrito.
Yeah.
Like it's bad.
Oh, I believe you.
Banditos. I mean, I don't mean to. Banditos is a fine Richmond establishment, but man, your cooks are hooked on some bad stuff, man. And I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like was eating like a chicken fajita and there's like an arm scab in there.
Oh God.
I'm just saying.
Y'all want to do a remote there?
No, I don't even want to go back. And That was like a frequent haunt of mine for a long time.
Really?
You'll be back.
Yeah, and they had good nachos. And I'm
You'll be
like,
back.
I'm a little concerned.
No, their nachos are great, man. They're great. But you know what? It's really funny. My mom, that day, she says, come walk with me, because she lived off a park in Patterson.
Yeah,
So
right
we
around
go-
the corner.
Yeah. So we go over there, and I guess manager comes out there, and she's like yelling at my mom. It's like, don't ever come back here again. Like, I got 3 guys called out because of you. My mom
This
was
is
like,
not good.
My mom was like, who the fuck are you talking to? This is my fucking son right here. And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, what's going down? He's like,
Now you're not allowed in.
Yeah.
He's like, well, fuck you and your goddamn son to keep your goddamn pill pushing mama out my goddamn restaurant. I'm like,
Wow.
whoa. I was like, Ma, you got to stop.
Yeah, I mean,
At least be a little more on the down low with it.
She can't. I mean, that's my mom's thing. She doesn't have a job. That's what she does.
It sounds like she's working.
gotta make ends meet.
She makes good money, man.
That is it's very interesting. We're
A 52-year-old who sells drugs.
yeah, I
There's
just
also a woman who's about like 4'3".
we should probably edit out her address.
That wasn't an address. That was her height and weight.
Yeah, I'm just saying you narrowed it down to that 4'3" woman walking out of that corner. Like
No, she doesn't live around anymore. The police had to tell her to move out.
Makes sense.
that's always
Yeah,
good.
that's good, man. My mother's a great woman, man. But whew,
Hey,
you guys really have to meet her to get the full experience.
I
We'll have
think
her
I
on.
do because the stories you tell always revolve around the same couple topics. I haven't had the chance to like meet the woman.
Yeah. She came to the house and was like, "Hey, I have this gift card," and I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "You have an hour to use it."
It's for Pfizer.
I was like, "What?" Yeah. You're not getting it done.
the
in the
gift
bed?
card.
What?
The gift card has a timestamp with an hour left on it.
Yeah. So my mom had a person fix a gift card, so you had an hour to use it. So
Before they fixed the glitch.
before
they figured
fixed
it
the
out.
glitch, yeah. So you could do anything in
That
the
is
world.
so odd. I didn't even
Nice.
know this was possible.
I
Yeah,
know.
I mean, but you know, it's shady because it's somebody else's money.
Yeah.
So what they do is, I don't know.
Yep, that's shady.
That's
all
how
I
it
know
works.
all I know is the kids had a great Christmas. They got everything they wanted. They really did. I was like, how did you get this? They don't even, what was the bird and the egg that came out? She had like 7 of those.
That would be
things.
a Hatchimal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she had like 7 of those things, man. I was like, how did you get 7 of these? Oh, I got my sauces. I'm like, would you knock off a truck? What's going on here? You and Joe Pesci out there robbing people?
Don't even ask questions you don't want answers to.
No, I really did stop.
Yeah.
But I told her, I said, don't do it again. Like, for your safety, please. I don't-
Yes.
She's a good woman.
Bless her heart.
Bless her heart.
I'm leery about her around the house, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. All of
Yeah.
a sudden, like the kids are getting your Xbox.
No,
Like, what the fuck?
no. It's not that. Like,
You go to Big Rich's house and like his lamps are bolted down like a hotel.
I had
remote stuff to the.
I had minor dental work done, and they give you like oxycodone.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and I had it for a day. She came over. She made me soup. She made me dinner. They were gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, where's my medicine? Like, I need this.
Like I'm actually in pain.
yeah, I called her,
Yeah.
and she was like, oh, I didn't think you wanted them.
I just got him.
Mom,
She
you
was
made
like,
me
I
soup
can't
because I
eat.
can't. I can only eat through a straw.
And then, like, I hang up the phone. She calls me back 2 hours later. Listen, I'll cut you a deal. I'll get you $5 half of every place. All
Trying
right.
to sell them back to you.
Yeah, I was like, all right, give me 4. Jeez.
He had to buy them twice. He had to do the fucking copay.
I had a markup, the copay and the markup.
It's funny, people in that world. Like I had a buddy of mine who was into the pills, and it's like they get sneaky, dirty, crazy. Like
Yeah.
this
That's
dude,
really unfortunate.
this dude, like cold called. He did I don't want to out the guy, but he did work. He worked on houses basically. His job you could work on a house, right?
Right.
So this dude like cold called a mutual friend of ours' parents. I was like, hey, I'm in the area and I'd be more than happy to come by and check out your such and such, and do a little once over on your, tune up your such and such at your house. And they were like, yeah, okay. Well, the dad's been sick for years and years, MS, I think actually.
Oh, this story sucks.
And this dude went in, and a few days later, the parents realized like, we're down a lot of pills here.
There's John's pills.
Yeah, and I know John hasn't. We just re-upped this prescription, and he's missing a lot. And they didn't think this kid had done it, and they had to do some police work and deductive reasoning, and they were like, well, he had him on this day, and then what happened? Well, such and such came by and checked out, and I think he did have to go to the bathroom while he was here, like, those pillheads, man, it's crazy.
That suck, man. Yeah.
Makes you do crazy stuff. You hear about it all the time. You hear those stories.
Man, I ran into a scam the other day. You were talking about bolting shit down in hotel rooms.
Yeah.
I was in Atlanta, and I'm walking down the street, and I'm usually pretty hip to, like, homeless scams.
Yeah.
But this guy's walking down the street, and he's got, like, a 2-year-old little girl sitting in a stroller, and she is just sweating in the Atlanta heat, and he's pushing her down the street, and he's like, hey, man, he's like, I don't need any money. I don't need any money, but I'm hoping you can help. My little girl needs to take a nap. And I'm like, huh.
How am I helping with that?
Yeah, I was like, you've piqued my interest,
got a
scammer.
magic wand. I can.
You want me to rock her to sleep, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty. How do you know I had kids?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, I'm not sure how this scam works. So I was like, all right, I'm going to stop. We're going to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm chatting him up. I'm like, all right, so you don't want any money? He's like, no, I don't want any money. I just got to get this girl somewhere so she can get some sleep. And I'm like, all right, I'm not following you. Is there is there something I could do? He's like, no, man, all you need is your phone. And I'm like, huh. I was like, so is there like an app where I can like help out, or I can like vouch for you and you get into a shelter? Like, how exactly does this work? And he's like, no, it's super easy. Call that hotel over there and book me a room. I'm like, oh, shit, no, that's a far worse plan than me giving you a couple bucks. Like, now you want $100. Like, he said there was no money involved. It was like, okay, semantics, no cash. I get it.
Booking and money, yeah.
Yeah. So
call that DoubleTree and just hook it up for me. Like,
I was like, so they got like
Motel 6.
a special deal or something. What's going on? He's like, no, you just call them up, book the room, and then I'll take my little girl there so she can get some sleep.
And some AC.
Yeah, and some air conditioning.
In a mini bar.
While he nods off, whatever the fuck he's doing. And I'm just like, nah, man, I don't think this is going to work. I don't think this one works. And then he's like, all right, well, then do you have any cash? And I'm like, damn it. I was like, damn it. Because now I've been talking to him for a minute. And then I pulled this one, which is always the worst thing you can say. Nah, man, all I got are 20s. And I'm like,
why'd you say that?
What the fuck?
Because I knew I had a pocket full of 20s, like a total dumbass.
You should have said no, only carry credit cards.
Damn right.
Which is what he was looking for earlier. So in my mind, I'm like, haha, I've got you. I only have 20s. And I'm like, dope.
Jedi mind treat you.
So did you
totally
break off
did.
a 20 for him?
I was like, you got change for a 20? And he goes, oh, hell yeah. He reaches in his pocket. Dude had a wad of cash.
What?
I'm not kidding. He's got a wad. And he goes, either way, I'm only 13 shy of getting the room.
Oh, so he
anyway.
gave you so he's doing quick math in his head, like, all right, he's not giving me the 20. He is giving me something. He's probably
So
going
now
to
I'm going
want
to
a
set
10.
the bar. Yeah, so I'm going to set the bar at 13.
13. That way you're going to get a couple. You're going to get a 5 back, right?
And so I'm like, man.
Because you can't ask for 10 because you're basically saying, fuck your $3.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the whole time I'm staring at this kid, and this little girl is sweating, and she's looking at me with these, like, just adorable 2-year-old, like, innocent, like, I didn't do anything, but my dad's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He helped me out here.
Jesus.
So I'm like, well, you got change. And then he starts breaking out change, and I was like,
He's got more money on him than you
and
do.
in my mind, I'm like, he's not getting the 13. This is like my moral win, right? I'm like, give me a 10. So then I'm like, damn it, this dude just got 10. Now he's $3 shy of whatever, if that's even.
Yeah. No, that's not a thing.
So then I'm like, damn. So then I go over to Vortex Burgers, my standard procedure in Atlanta. I come out of there, I grab an Uber, and I'm talking to the guy.
No, the little girl's driving. She has Gary Coleman disease.
Yeah.
The
Gotcha.
world don't move. Just a beautiful
So then I'm talking to my Uber driver, and I'm like, man, this was the craziest scam I ever saw. Like,
He's like, oh, Mike.
I was like, this was better than a puppy. He had a 2-year-old, and like I couldn't say no because I'm thinking I do have to help this kid out,
Child.
you know. But I'm not giving him a room, and he's like, I'm glad you didn't do the room. He's like, because here's how the scam works, and I was like, oh shit, there really was a scam. So he says what they do is they get you to use your credit card. You book the room. Then they go into the room and they steal everything in the room. The
Oh, wow.
TV, the lamps, the phones. Then they take that shit down the street. They pawn it. And then the
After they
hotel
get
calls.
a night's sleep.
Yeah, then the hotel calls you
Yeah.
and goes, hey, motherfucker, you stole all the shit in the room.
What'd you do?
And then you end up buying everything in the room.
Oh.
So he's like, it turns into like $1,000 night for you.
I wonder how often that connects.
He said it happens, and this guy was fully aware of it. And
Yeah.
fortunately, this Uber driver was like, he used to work in the shelter down the way. Like, he was all in tune with the neighborhood.
He's
Wow.
well-rounded in the neighborhood.
And he was like, oh, yeah, that's the running scam right now. They see someone, they ask them, and if they can get you to book the room because, you're worried about the kid, then they steal everything.
Dude, that is crazy. That totally just reminded me of a story I read about a month ago. This dude was out at a bar trying to pick this chick up, and he's killing it, right? He's like, they're hooking up, and he's like, can I get your number? She's like, yeah, give me your phone. Gives her the phone. She PayPal'd herself like $200 out of his account.
How the fuck?
Never got the number or nothing. He didn't realize it till the next morning, and he's like, what the holy hell has happened here?
Wow.
And then goes to the police, and obviously because it's PayPal, like they can track it, and they busted the chick. But I mean, how many times has someone done that?
Well, because you
and gotten
probably don't
away with
even
it?
notice.
You don't notice it, and you feel like a chump. You may not want to go to the police and say, "Look, I got played hard, over $100 or
That's
$200."
wild. Let me see your phone, and then she just looks for the PayPal app, sends
Yeah.
some money her way, hands it back,
Yeah,
done.
It's like, what are you doing typing in your email address there? It's numbers, girl, not letters.
you got a long phone number.
Yeah.
Whose phone number ends in Yahoo?
I mean, I would think PayPal, and I have it. I don't use it a lot, but I thought there was like a security code entrance, but maybe not. Maybe
Nah, sometimes your security code is your thumbprint. I believe.
Okay.
I buy a lot of sneakers online, so.
yeah.
And like
You can set
some
it up.
PayPal, it'll just be like, because if you're past the thumbprint, then the password's already in.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
That's the scams, man.
They're smart. They're getting smarter.
I mean, scams are bad. There's nothing getting scammed like in a different country, though. That's the worst.
I'm nervous about that. I'm going over to Italy in like a month, and I've heard that over there the gypsies are relentless.
Oh, the Jippos.
I've heard they're amazing at their scams. Like they cause commotion in a language you don't understand.
Yeah.
Like I was told about one where a lady, like they were waiting for an elevator. Then they get in the elevator and the lady one gypsy starts arguing with the other gypsy. And then it starts getting like kind of physical. And then when you're like, whoa, calm down, you kind of like you're trying to break it up.
Yeah.
That's when they rob your ass blind.
Pickpocket.
Yeah, that's when the other gypsy that you didn't know about is going through and grabbing all your shit. And you're like, well played, gypsies.
Yeah.
So I'm nervous about those because those, I've heard, those are like the all-timers.
Yeah.
Buddy of mine did a backpacking trip to Europe right after college.
Why do people do that shit? You're going to die.
With another buddy. It was two dudes.
You ever seen Hostel?
Fuck yeah.
And they actually, what happened to them was they were at some, bar somewhere, and the girls are flirting with them. They're like, buy me a drink. They're like, yeah, I mean, these two dudes are smart. And they're like, I'll buy you a beer. Like, point to which drink you want me to buy, because basically they had like $100 drink on the menu. And
They get a kickback?
Yeah, so like
That's strip club logic.
yeah,
right
like
there.
so if you just say, yeah, I'll buy you a drink, and then they order the $100 drink, you don't even know it. You're thinking you're buying them a $10 drink.
Yeah.
And they're getting the kickback.
They get 50 back.
Yeah.
Hey, this ain't the Sam Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that happen before in strip clubs where they're like, let me get a Sprite. And you're like, that sounds harmless.
Yeah.
Certainly. I'm like, and a Sprite for the lady. And then you get your thing, and it's like $25 for the Sprite.
Oh, my
And
God.
they get 10 of it.
I've never had that happen.
I mean, it's...
I try not to interact at the strip club.
Yeah,
Bad
I don't,
things
I don't
only
look
happen.
anybody in the eye at the strip club. I'm always
Yeah.
looking at the floor.
Just get those back rubs, man. That's all.
They're always like rolling around wanting to sit down and talk to you. I'm like, you better just move along, because I ain't buying what you're selling. I'll throw a few bucks up on the stage, but I ain't
doing none of that shit.
I went to a strip club in, not by choice,
No.
in New Orleans a couple months ago, and I walk in there, and I'm going over to the ATM machine, and there's some guy like disgruntled leaving, walking back from the ATM machine, and I'm like, man, what's he talking about? Like, he's all pissed off. I was like, I know they're gonna gouge me over here.
the
Like,
fee.
that's just how that works. And one of the strippers comes up to me, just really nice girl. Apparently she hadn't been working there long. She goes, if you don't like the first surcharge, cancel. And I was like, what? And I never heard.
Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you
Yeah,
throwing
I'd
at me?
never heard anything like that. So I go over there, and it's like, would you like to take out this, money? It'd be $25.
Whoa.
What?
And I go, well, that is ludicrous. Cancel. I put my card back in, and I was like, they were like, all right, would you like to pay the surcharge of $15?
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like, this is interesting. So I was like,
Valuable matrix information from a
yeah.
stripper.
Yeah.
So I was like, cancel. I put the card back in, and this time it was $10. And I was like, that seems acceptable because I know how this game works. At some point, it goes back
Yeah,
up,
it's
and now you're
reset.
like, damn it! And now you got
Jumps up
$35.
I was going to say jumps up to 45. Like, son of a bitch.
So I'm thinking to myself, all right, I think 10 is a reasonable strip
Yeah.
club.
We're not going to go to
ATM.
5 here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's never happening. Like, never. That doesn't even happen at the circus.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, at a strip club.
Where are the elephants?
So I was like, all right, $10 is acceptable. But I was like, that was a really good bit of information
Fuck
that
yeah.
stripper just.
Salute to her.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
thank you, Mercedes.
Was it Mercedes? Was it a car?
I don't even remember what her name was.
Porsche, Lexus,
Yeah, Lexus.
That's typically what
All
you're
Lexus.
looking for.
Maxima.
Ultima.
Yeah, I don't get
Wagoneer.
it. Stanza.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wagoneer.
On stage 4.
Holy shit, that's a big bitch.
Really old lady walks out. Datsun.
Oh, get it, Nana. Well, me and Kim, we recently took a trip to Mexico, and
Safe.
yeah,
Safe place.
If you certain parts are still safe if you just stay on the resort.
exactly. The resort was so big, you didn't need to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
But my wife wants to be adventurous.
Oh, of course.
We want to see the pyramids. We want to see the original people.
Yeah.
Let's go see the people that are hanging on the bridge overpass.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in Cancun.
What's a large collection of heads look like?
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
Let's go find out.
So out of the week, we were there for a week and 2 days. Out of the week and 2 days, we took one day and we left the resort. And she wanted to buy a luchador mask.
I bought one last time I was in Mexico.
Yeah,
Nice.
right? And how much did you pay for that luchador mask?
I think I paid about $20.
From who? From like an outdoor vendor?
Yeah, it was a dude, but they were like all walking around with them in this. And it was
okay.
in like a part of Cancun, actually. There's like that, like an area that's like,
Like a market
like a
or something?
bonanza damn near.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
like the Guy Fieri place and stuff like that. Yeah, that one street.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about that one street.
Okay.
We get a taxi because they say you have to take a taxi off the resort. We're at the Grand Lux.
Okay.
Very nice place.
Sounds pretty aces.
beautiful. Like everything's made out of fucking marble. The bed is
Nice.
made out of marble. The sofa's made out of marble.
This is the softest marble I've ever slept on.
Exactly. So we go down there. We go down to, it was like Fifth Avenue or something like that.
Okay.
The cab driver drops us off in the back of a jewelry store. And
I
they
already-
close a gate.
I kind of already like where this is going. Like, I like that.
They close the gate, and out come these two Mexicans painted up as Jaguar people.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're like Jaguar people, and they have this little machine. They go, wow, you know.
What?
Whoa.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh shit. And Kim is like, calm down, Richie. I'm like, fuck. So they come out, they close the gate, and they're like, to get to this street here, you have to go to the jewelry store and take a picture with our Jaguar Mexican friends.
Ooh, that's $10.
That was
Yeah.
$15.
Ooh. Well, those are the good Jaguars.
But I had to have an explanation that one of the Jaguar people had 15 kids.
So you could justify it in your head?
Yeah, well, I was like, well, how many,
It's called a litter, I think.
yeah, how many Jaguars come in a litter, you know?
The going rate for me is apparently 10 for one kid, so
Yeah.
you got off good.
We take Kim didn't know better, just like you don't take pictures of Elmo in Times Square with your camera phone. You have to pay.
Do
them.
not.
Yeah.
Do not do it. So she took out her phone to take a picture, and that's when they got the $15. They were like, no. We need a donation. I'm like, oh, my God. I'm
all-
fluent in Spanish.
Takes hours to
I
put
do
all
not
this
flex the
makeup on.
Spanish yet. I don't flex it. So we go to the jewelry store. My man is telling us that Mexican silver is the best silver in the whole world. He wants me to make sure my black queen is taken care of.
Nice.
Black is beautiful. Black is this. And I'm like,
Oh, he's
jeez.
buttering her up.
So Kim was like, I like this jewelry. It's really nice. I was like, can we just make it outside of this place?
We're not even on the other side of this
Yeah,
place.
So
yet.
you're not even on the
I
strip
was, like,
yet.
I was like, why did they lock the gate? He was like, because we have a bar in the back. I'm like, why do you have a bar in the back? So anyway, we get out of the place. He says, Senor, when you come back 20% on anything you want in the tienda. I was like,
Well, you got to go back through there to get out, right?
right.
They got you coming or going.
We're across from Guy Fieri's Big Mouth Stupid Burger Restaurant and Fat Tuesdays.
Sounds good.
And I get accosted.
Sounds Mexican as shit.
Yeah. I get accosted by this Mexican man who says, "Hey, senor, you remember me?" And I'm like, "No." And he says, "Of course you do. I'm Juan. I'm from the Grand Lux Mayan Palace." And I'm like, "Damn it." Fuck. I was like, "Yeah, man."
Are you wearing a bracelet that's like a Grand Lux bracelet?
No
He's just
shit,
dropping
like,
that shit on you?
Yeah.
I don't know why that just popped into my head.
Yeah.
But
All the Mexican vendors were pigeons, and I was a big old loaf of bread. Big old fat Wonder Bread.
I do remember the one time I went to
Big old
Cancun.
fat Wonder Bread walking through town.
I do
All
remember.
the
I do remember when I was in Cancun, like everybody had bracelets on, so like it like tells where you're from and all that shit.
Exactly. So this man says, "You remember me?" I says, "No, I don't remember you, man." He was like, "Well, I work 4 days a week there at the buffet. I seen you there."
Oh, that's fucked
Oh,
up.
he narrowed that down real quick. He's like, I know this
I know
motherfucker's
this
been to the
motherfucker's been
buffet.
to the buffet at least 4 times.
That's fucked
So I was
up.
like,
Now
yeah,
you
man.
look like the dick. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, "Yeah, man, ha 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 ha." So then he says, "Well, you know, these are my days off. I help my family with the store. Would you like to come over there? You know, because one day I would like to take a vacation like you, senor." I'm like,
Oh, God,
I
this
said,
guy's.
so look, so it says, "You want to go to Richmond, Virginia and just hang out for the day?" Where? Richmond, Virginia. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, okay. So I said, "Yeah, well, maybe next time." And it's hot, Jack. It's fucking hot. And my dumbass is wearing the very nice Jordans, like a nice Nike t-shirt and nice shorts.
They love that shit down
Yeah,
there.
you know? And Kim is like, "Okay, well, let's go to this store here. There's luchador masks, there's like leather purses, there's like stupid crap. Everything has Corona or like, you know, NASCAR on it. You know?
Tecate.
Yeah, clearly these people do not know what this shit means." So my man in there wanted to charge $60 American for a luchador mask, $100 for a leather purse, and like $40 a t-shirt. So then I flexed the Spanish.
Uh-oh.
And they're like, "Holy shit, this motherfucker knows."
Yeah.
And I'm getting belligerent and pissed off and angry. And I'm like, "No, Kim, let's get the hell out of here." And I was like, "Please, senor, let us, you know." I was like, "No." I said, "This is bullshit." And all this is Spanish. I was like, "This is bullshit." I said, "You want to charge me all this money?" And then, you know, I keep forgetting, Spanish cultures, when you curse people, it's like cursing people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Oh my God."
You're
So
offending them.
I'm offending them.
Yeah.
So this dragged out into the street in front of Guy Fieri holding a hamburger.
Don't do that in front of him.
Yeah.
He's a saint.
You don't want to die in front of Guy Fieri's place.
No, I don't. And then I didn't realize that the kid was like, "Hey, senor, you can't talk to us like that. You know, we're good people." And I was like, basically, "Fuck you and fuck you." And I did not notice the rather large and wide Mexican police officer who looks like a G.I. Joe from the 80s.
Oh, no.
Holding an AR and a pistol in his damn hand.
Oh, God.
And he walks up to me and he grabs my arm and he pulls me back a little bit. And I turn around and I'm like, "God damn it, man." He said, he tells me in Spanish, "You know, there's a problem." I was like, "You speak English?" He said, "Yeah, I speak. Is there a problem?" He has a mask on. I could barely hear him.
Oh, my God.
So as I'm like, you know, I'm like, "Yo, what are you saying?" Like I'm getting close to
Yeah.
his face. And he has his damn
What kind of
hand
mask
on.
is he wearing?
It's like really, he's
Like
armored to the
Bane?
teeth. No,
Yeah, like he's ready for anything.
yeah. And so he was like, he was like, "If you don't calm down, I'm gonna handcuff you." And I'm like, "You don't got fucking handcuffs big enough." And Kim like stops and everybody stops and quiet and look. He said, "Oh no, I don't." And I was like, "No, you don't." And he was like, "Get the fuck out of here." So
Oh, my God.
Dude, you're lucky you didn't get fucking holed up in a Mexican prison,
I
dude.
was fucking pissed.
Did you get the luchador mask?
No, we didn't. Fuck no, we didn't.
I'll sell you one for 50.
I'll tell you what is bullshit. Like, it's something, and you can do it here. I just don't have I'm not that guy. But, like, you go to other countries, and they want to hassle. They want to haggle.
Yeah, they want to haggle you.
Me, like, and you know, my father-in-law does that shit here. Like, he will go to a Home Depot and, like,
But he speaks
talk
the
somebody
language.
down. Yeah. Like,
If you don't
This is
speak the
America,
language,
though.
yeah.
like I do the anti-haggle. Price goes up because
Yeah.
I don't speak the language.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, man. So
I just don't have the guts to ask for a discount on shit when there's a price limit on it.
my thing is, I just don't want to be bothered. Like I was happy on the resort. Like I was good. Everything was, you know. So then,
Yeah, my vacation, I want to chill. I'm
Yeah,
not trying
exactly.
to, like,
I
go
don't want
and
to
do.
explore anything.
Yeah.
You know. And then, so everything calms down. He's like shoving me, "Go this way. You know, get out of here." So as we're walking out, somebody from another resort wants to know my name and where I'm from. And I was like, none of your goddamn business.
So now you're fired up.
So the cop is like, keep on walking. I'm like, whatever, all right, man.
Yeah.
So the jewelry store guy kind of like, everything is narrow in that street. So everybody hears
it is.
And I'm loud. I'm New York loud. I'm like, hey, I'm from fucking New York. Don't fucking touch me. I'm doing that shit.
They're over there like, we should kidnap this dude. New York money.
I don't think they got vehicles big enough to kidnap my
And your wife
ass.
is happy as hell this is going
No,
down.
she's not. She's pissed.
What?
It's hot.
I can't believe that.
Man, and we walk to the jewelry store, and my man just like shakes his head. And we can't go through there to get a taxi.
Oh, wow.
So Kim is like, well, why don't we walk to the rendezvous spot like it's like Vietnam? I'm like, oh, my God, man.
She's using hand signals at that point. Like
the chopper will be here any minute.
Yeah, we're 30 clicks north. What? So we walk to the Walmart, which is like 7 blocks. And I'm tired. I'm hot.
El Walmarto.
El Walmarto, yeah.
Oh, you speak Spanish, bro?
I do. I do.
We go into the Walmart where nothing's refrigerated. It's just open air.
Open air
Even the
Walmart.
mayonnaise?
Yeah, and there's chickens everywhere. LA's like chickens everywhere.
Oh, I know all about that.
I watched Desperado a ton as a kid, but I didn't realize there's so many
just
banded
feral chickens. Yeah, just kicking
feral everywhere in the trees. Anyway, we go to the Walmart, and some guy notices the bracelet. And he says, Senor, I'm with Vedanta. I was like, yeah, and I'll take you anywhere you want to go. $70 US. I'm like, get the fuck out of my face.
Jesus.
When I said that, everything stopped. And like we just walked out of there, man, with a $10 luchador mask.
Nice.
A bottle of some rum that I've never heard of. And like
you mean they stopped fucking with you after that?
And like a bunch of hot apples. The hottest, like
hot apples.
Yeah. Like I know the price of refrigerated apples. I clearly like a refrigerated apple. I don't like a
better
101 degree apple. It's not cold and crisp. Like a Sprite.
Like a Sprite.
It's like eating a hot softball.
Oh, my God.
So we finally make it back to the resort, and I told Kim, never again. I said, we come back to this place, I never want to see this place again. I like the culture, F the culture. I don't care. I'm half Spanish. Good enough. Good enough.
Good enough.
I'll make paella when we come back home or whatever.
That's right.
But yeah. I was pissed and hot. And I'm pretty sure I stepped in dog shit somewhere.
Well, you said you were in Mexico,
or chicken
right?
Shit.
Or chicken shit. I don't know, man. Yeah, I would. Mexico's
That's just
beautiful.
a bad feeling when you feel like you're getting taken advantage of. Like that's not
absolutely.
fun. That's not fun.
The chick on the airplane flight coming to Mexico threw up in back of me.
Oh,
That
started
wasn't
off
fun.
Started
Yeah.
off good.
It smelled like banana nut bread and shit.
That's a pretty
Like you got
pleasant
the like the body was banana nut
with an overtone
with
of
the overtone of puking shit bowel. And I was like, oh God, Kim, why? Why am I
What
on
have we
this?
done? What have
What
we
have I
done?
done?
That's when you know the trip's going to go south, when the people are puking on the plane. And
Yeah.
you're like, let's stay on the resort, honey. She's like, no, let's explore.
Yeah.
First time I ever went out of the country was to Cancun. It was my freshman spring break. And I mean, I was one of those young kids. I didn't turn 18 until a month into college. So I was 18 and not even a half. And I'm flying to Cancun, Mexico with my 9 fraternity brothers. And I'm fired up. And I've been drinking for a long time because I'm from Redneckville. So
Estados Unidos.
So, but you get on this plane and like I forgot where we flew through, but we got on the like Mexican plane. So once we got in the air, you could drink beer.
El Mexico?
So I'm like, cool, I'm 18. I can drink a beer on this plane. And we get to altitude and I order a beer and I immediately dump the fucking thing in my lap. I'm like,
oh, smooth
I'm like, this is how it's going to be.
Here we go.
This is how my whole trip's going to be. Like, I look like I pissed my khakis. This is an awesome look.
My
You want
chicken.
khakis on a plane, bro?
Dude, I was in fraternity. I had to wear khakis. I think it's all I wore.
Yeah, frat outfit.
give you-
Yeah, white fraternities you wear khakis.
Did they give you a nickname, Troy?
I did have a nickname.
What was it?
Well, my nickname going into college was Whitey.
What?
So then my
Sounds about right.
my fraternity nickname was Blackie.
What the fuck?
Because, you know, that's
That's the equivalent of blackface in the frat world. That's not
well,
not kosher.
they're not very funny, you know. So
Yeah, that's quite odd. I was thinking something like flounder or dipshit.
uh,
Well,
most of the nicknames weren't very good. You usually got a nickname that you didn't like that would stick to you more.
yeah.
Because
we all had nicknames.
the nickname you're given is never quite as funny as the people that think.
Yeah,
you know?
I guess so.
Like when I named all my little brothers, like none of those stuck.
No.
But then like they would earn a nickname later down the road that would stick,
Yeah.
so it'd be funnier.
Like Sawdust.
Sawdust.
Remember that time? No.
Yeah, I don't
Sawdust.
remember.
My fraternity nickname was Ice Cube.
Whoa! Now we're talking. How the
That
fuck
was-
did you pull that off?
He used to blow dudes with ice cubes in his mouth.
No, seriously?
That's not accurate, but close. So,
Oh shit!
all right, I guess I'll
Yeah,
tell
come
it.
on, do tell.
But while we're getting started here, I would like to grab a deli.
Oh,
Pick,
yeah,
pick
yeah.
any one of those 2 6-packs, and we'll.
Any one of those two.
Well, because there's another episode later. Remember,
No,
tearing
but
down the
It
wall.
would be either of those.
Oh, this is my favorite part of the show. Are we drinking beers? Huh?
Yes. So I got the nickname Ice Cube, and it never occurred to me that this was going to become my nickname at the time. But when you're pledging a fraternity and you tell stories, you don't realize they're listening. They're taking notes.
Oh yeah.
They want to give you a nickname, and
The more embarrassing, the better.
and I was pulling a Big Rich. I was doing my thing, not with a ham sandwich, but
Oh yeah.
you get the gist of it. And I'm with this girl, and I'm experimenting. I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure out if I'm flexing my wings here. I'm spreading my wings.
Right.
And I decided, you know what I'm gonna try? I'm gonna try an Ice Cube, because I've always heard that, like, like you can do some sensual shit. So I'm like,
Yeah, around the nipple, not around the lips.
well, that's where it started, right? So I'm going up around, like I'm doing the neck, and I'm like,
Oh,
man, I am
yeah.
suave as fuck.
Spike Lee and its
And
son.
she
Our
is
young
like,
listeners are loving this.
she
Fuck
was
yeah.
she was loving it. I'm like, oh hell yeah.
Oh fuck
So
yeah.
then I go down, and I'm like rubbing around the nipple, and I'm like, she's like, oh, even better.
Yeah.
And she's getting so amped. And
Who's
I'm
the nips? Describe the nips.
erect at that point.
Did she have like a bologna
Oh, yeah,
circle,
yeah,
or
yeah,
did she
yeah.
have like like a quarter circle?
I would say larger than a quarter, smaller than a $50.
Ah, so like pastrami.
So right in there. Yeah. Yeah. Of course he brings sex right back to lunch meat.
Yeah,
That's the Big Rich MO.
Yeah, what do nipples look like? Lunch meat?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like the Lunchable turkey.
So then I'm realizing, I'm like, I'm killing it here. The Lunchable turkey it's not even turkey. It's made from ham. But
Ham turkey. You can't mix two animals.
the turducken
Yeah.
begs the question.
Yeah, Lunchable turducken.
So I was like, all right, I'm killing it. The neck went over well. The breasts went over well. And I was like, well, I don't want this to end now. Like, things are really ramping up,
Yeah.
and I'm going
Yeah,
for the
so
gold.
Keep on going.
So
I'm
I
with
start going down. I'm hitting the belly button. She's going nuts. I'm
Yeah.
like, I am a god at
you.
this
Yeah,
stuff.
fuck yeah.
So I go
She
down.
doesn't see where this is going, huh?
So I go down a little bit lower, and I start moving around, and she's digging it. So I'm like, okay, and I don't know the rules of the game. I'm like, all right, this is perfect. So
Yeah.
I keep going down. Then I just start rubbing right in the promised land.
Yeah, on the lips.
I'm going, and
Right.
it starts getting hot down there, and the ice cube itself starts sweating
Yeah.
quite a
It's
bit.
melting.
It's like
Yes.
draw ice.
It's melting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Steam's
And
coming
I'm-
off of it.
I'm holding it in between my two fingers, and
Yeah,
as
the
I'm
old
going down
clam-
there,
The steam clam. Yeah.
all of a sudden
it.
it got
Steam clam.
it got too slippery, and it was like,
Oh,
Shot up.
and I fired it up inside her,
oh, right in the uterus.
and she
Oh.
went from ooh to ooh, and she starts slapping her stomach, like trying to get it. I'm like, oh no, and it's all like in there, and so then I'm like fishing it out, trying to get it out of her.
Yeah.
We went from like killing it to like. She's like, if you don't call me again, that'd be great.
Oh wow,
'Cause I
really,
just
bro?
Fired that ice cube right up in her, and she hated it. I mean, she
Oh.
was miserable. I mean, could you imagine putting an ice cube up? It's probably not good inside you.
Well, hold on a second. I would like to propose a toast. You put your beers up, huh?
Yeah. All right.
To my man Kennedy here, the first brother I know who's actually give vagina brain freeze.
Thank you, Big Rich.
Cheers. How the fuck did you? Wow. You
Yeah.
gave the girl vagina brain freeze.
Yeah.
If the vagina had a brain.
And it completely froze it out,
If
and
it
then
had a
she
brain.
wanted nothing to do with me.
oh
after that.
wow.
So I got completely cock blocked by my own stupidity.
I thought you was here that then I married her 6 months later.
No, that
would have been
it was the beginning of the end of that relationship.
Man.
So unfortunately, I told that story.
Right.
The guys latched onto that.
Oh man, what?
And they just let it go like it was casual. They were like, "Oh man, that sucks." And then like 2 months later, they're like, "And your name?" Ice Cube. I was like, "Damn it!" And I knew exactly what that was about.
Yeah. No, not that one. Oh, okay.
They were all laughing. But at least it's like
that joke.
At least it's a cool nickname. Like, so
Yeah.
I've been able to play it off for years. I've been like, "Nah, I mean Ice Cube, I'm cool as ice," you know.
Yeah.
Like, and everyone was like, "Okay, I get it."
Yeah, we get it, man.
Now the story's out. Now
You
unfortunately,
can do
there's-
it, put your back into it.
Damn right you can. Put that ice in it.
So
This man made a Yeti cooler out of a veg. Yes.
The world's worst and oldest Yeti cooler.
Cheers.
let me get a beer out of there.
That
Yeah.
ice did not stay cool very long at all.
Oh
It
wow, man.
really gets
All
sweaty.
right, so we are drinking the Devil's Backbone Mile 842. It's a hoppy lager, it says.
Yeah, this is interesting. So, Devil's Backbone was recently, in the last year or so, purchased by AnBev. So they are now an Anheuser-Busch product.
Yeah.
And because of that, distribution is everywhere. So I figured I'll go ahead and pick up one of these, give it a taste, see what people think. So this is the Mile 842 Hoppy Lager, and this is one of the first releases since they've been, owned by AnBev. So you're going to get a little more consistency in their beers, but their brewers are still going to make their own.
Well, it's high octane, 7.6. It's 48 IBUs. It says hoppy, malty, and fruity. It says get ready to celebrate with this brand hoppin' new hybrid style of ours, a hoppy lager. Enjoy and remember that our base camp brew pub and meadows await you on the Appalachian Trail. So there's a long story on the bottom of this. I'm guessing Mile 842 is has something to do with on the AT on the Appalachian Trail is.
Oh, you know what? That's probably exactly it. It's probably mile marker 842 on the App Trail.
Yeah.
The beer's named from mile marker 842
Boom,
on the
nailed it.
Appalachian Trail, which runs from Georgia to Maine. Mile 842 is where AT hikers can be found hitching a ride down our Devil's Backbone Base Camp Brew Pub and Meadows. Okay.
So they have a brew pub on the what?
Deep. Well, they have a shuttle that runs from mile 842 down to the base camp and brew pub. It says
That's kind of cool.
the Devil's Backbone family and our neighbors shuttled them down to the brew pub for some rest, warm food, and cold brews by the fire before taking them back up to continue their adventure on the trail. That's actually pretty dope.
That's actually pretty nice of them. Yeah.
That's a really cool story. I'll give it that. As far as the
Nobody
beers-
wants to die in an abandoned bus.
So a good friend of mine hiked the Appalachian Trail last year.
Really?
Yeah,
the whole
the
damn
whole
thing?
thing.
That is impressive.
Wait, you say Georgia to Maine?
Yeah. Yep.
That's a
It's
hell of a hike.
2,100 miles.
Oh.
Took him 4 months exactly.
Yes, you start up there in the spring.
You
and just
start down south in Georgia.
in the winter.
You can
then.
start on either side, but
You just
start,
don't want to be in Maine in the winter. That's
No,
they'll kill you.
You start in the spring, and you're going north the whole time. And as the heat's going, by the time you get up there, it's warm, but it's never in Maine. It's never.
How long does
really
it take
hot.
to walk it typically?
4 to 6 months. He was rocking and rolling. He did it in 4 months. He was killing it. He was hiking 20, 30 miles a day.
So he didn't take
basically.
the shuttle to get a beer.
No. So what's really cool about the Appalachian Trail, he would do videos, and I followed the whole thing. They do it. So basically, there's it's through all these small towns. So there's always like places to get. They have a lot of B&Bs you can rent rooms at for like $25 a night. So some nights you stay there so you can like wash your clothes, take a shower. But there's a thing called Trail Magic, which is where people just leave you food and beverages and stuff like.
Oh, no shit.
You'll be walking the trail and you'll walk upon the cooler. It'll be like, this is for through hikers, Trail Magic, and you open it up and it'll be, a bunch of beers and some sandwiches and some stuff like that, and it's just free.
You see Big Rich behind a tree licking a ham sandwich.
I'm hiking. I swear I am. Where
But
do those sandwiches go?
That's I think that would be so fun to do.
This sandwich has an ice cube in it. I see Brendan and Big Rich were together. All right, so this beer, we'll go ahead. We'll start. Big Rich, you want to give us what is your take on the Mile 842 Devil's Backbone 1 to 5?
0 to 5. 0 is the
to
worst. 5
0
is
to
the best.
5.
I like it. I give it a 4. I give it a 4. It's high. It tastes like a very high end Budweiser. Very hoppy.
Very hoppy.
Yeah.
Almost like drinking weed or eating weed.
It certainly has that
Yeah.
profile all over it.
Yeah.
Well,
Shout out to my brother-in-law who I made eat weed one
The
time.
first sip I had, I gave the old bitter beer face taste because I come off a Coors Light. The more I have it, the less it's offensive.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of it. I like the story to it more than the actual beer.
I'll give you that.
I would give it a 2.5. It's not a.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think it's that good. But I don't like hoppy beers.
I mean, I don't either, but this is really good. Like, I don't mind the hoppiness on this for some reason.
There you
It's
go.
not going to give me heartburn later on.
I think I really like the story. I like
Yeah.
the concept. I like that AnBev is branching out because Devil's Backbone was always about being part of the 151 corridor in Nelson County, Virginia.
Yeah.
They've obviously deviated from that. They're now talking about Appalachian Trail, and you can see just in the marketing the difference in the way they're putting themselves out there. They're not talking about local Virginia. They're talking about here's a region. You know, they've changed their tune a little bit. I do like hoppy beers. I think this beer blows. I don't think I would drink it again.
What the hell?
I thought maybe a hoppy lager would have like a light hop profile with like a easy drinking backbone. I think this thing came hop heavy.
Ooh, really? I
Really
had
heavy.
hoppier.
Oh,
This
I
is
have
okay.
too. I have too, but I don't like the way this one leaves that. You called it weed, and I totally agree with you. There's a skunkiness that's left over in my mouth when it's done. I'm gonna give it a 2.
Really? I've tasted women that tasted worse than this.
Well, yeah. And you've gone back there, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I've gone back to it.
Gone
3
back to
times.
that well.
Yeah. Because, man, it's still pouring water, brother. Don't let it run dry.
Don't let it run dry.
I feel like that's a Doobie Brothers song.
Don't let it run dry.
Don't let it run dry. Keep on drinking that skunk
Like
pussy.
Michael McDonald.
Yeah, that's the Doobie Brothers.
Was he in the Doobie Brothers?
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Michael McDonald's in the Doobie Brothers?
Yeah, Michael McDonald's is part of the Doobie Brothers, yeah.
I did not know that.
Which
Man.
Doobie UB is Michael McDonald's.
I'll be damn.
Did y'all not know that?
No, I really didn't.
Oh, well, Michael McDonald was
How
in
are
the
you the
Doobie
whitest
Brothers.
dude in here? What in the hell?
It doesn't make any sense.
Stop eating that ham sandwich.
Don't let it run dry. Someone's got to wash down the ham.
That's right. Oh, Michael McDonald here. Mile 842. Don't eat the ham sandwiches on the trail.
Everybody.
Oh, yeah.
That's a pretty good impression.
Yeah, I'm going to be there eating that ham sandwich.
Taking it to the streets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Devil's Backbone. I think Devil's Backbone needs to give me, like, some creative rights here to
You
strap.
threw that beer down, dude. That beer's
I'm
gone.
a drinker, bro. Do you know I'm world-class champion?
You are. You
I'll
wear a lot of
drink.
hats.
Yeah, I do.
Oh my God.
World
That
champion.
would be the third hat.
Dad is the last and final hat. I am not a great dad.
In that order.
I am not a great dad. I can't stress that enough.
Oh my God.
I don't believe that
I'm
for
not a
1
great
second.
Hold on, hold on.
I'm not listen, man.
I've heard stories about your mother. I feel like parenting runs in the lineage.
I was alone for most of my life. You know what I mean?
You live with your kids, so you can't be that bad.
Oh, I'm a bad dad, man.
Oh, come on. I'm
like
not gonna-
I've watched them fist fight each other. And
Well,
like
that
I've like
and
then, like,
bet
I-
on it.
Yeah, and I'm like, come on, tongue po, tongue po, tongue po, tongue po. Put your fist in his glass. You know, I'm bad. Like
Oh.
like Jason watched Scarface like last week, like the unedited DVD.
Your 5-year-old.
Yeah. I said, man, Jason, look at all that sweet cocaine.
Oh my God.
He said, that's a lot of sugar, daddy. Oh, yeah, it is. Street value must
I
be
forgot
crazy.
you named Jason after Jason.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
Jason, Double J.
Damn right. You know, that's really weird. The minute I found out that it was a boy, I said, I'm going to name my child after 2 great men in my life. My dad, who passed, and Jason Jones.
There you go.
Because Jason Jones is a fuck, man. He did stuff for me that no, it's not even possible for another human being to do.
The old Ice Cube thing?
No. I currently have his kidney in my body now. I've become one with him.
Oh, that's nice of him.
No.
Did he
He
tell you?
would be that guy.
Did he tell you that? I think I heard a rumor.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor.
Rumors. Jason Jones.
I did. I heard a rumor. That,
Are we going to tell rumors on Jason? I like it.
I've been telling rumors lately on the show. The funny thing is in my real life, I never tell rumors.
I know.
Like, I don't
It makes for good podcasting.
I'll be like,
this is why there's Big Rich on this podcast when you want to talk about rumors.
I heard a rumor, and he has not let on about this. And while we're talking about Double J, and the listeners know Double J, he's a staple on the show.
Yeah.
He puts together most of the soundboard clips. He's on the show, 25% of the time, I would say?
Probably somewhere around there.
When I'm here, he's not here for some reason.
Oh, same with Ely.
Yeah.
It's a very odd dynamic Jason's got going on. But I heard a rumor.
Yeah, what's going on with my brother over
So
there?
a few weeks ago,
we haven't seen or heard from him in a minute.
well, he was over here not long ago, and after the show, I'm hanging out with him, and he drops one of these. Man, I got hair in my mouth. I don't know how old that is.
That's what he said?
Sorry, had to get that out. I know that hair's got to be a decade old.
Where's the dog? You tasting the dog?
So Jason's like telling me, he's like, yeah, man, I'm thinking about, one day I'd like to get to South Carolina, and I'm like, oh, okay, and I was like, is that sometime soon? And he's like, no,
Wow,
it's just the dream, it's just the dream.
What dream?
What's in South Kakalaki?
His wife's family lives there,
Okay.
so there's definitely some.
So he wants to be closer to family.
There's some pull there, yeah.
Wait. They used to live here, though.
Yeah, but I guess they're there now. I don't know if there's like old family roots there. I think they're new roots. But he
happens.
He was talking about it.
Old
but he
man's
was
in
talking
about
about
Carolina.
it very nonchalant, very, it's like,
Down the road.
Might one day, move down there. And I was like, anytime soon? He's like, oh, hell no. No, I'm good. And I was like, okay, so I didn't think much about it.
Right.
And that was weeks ago. Well, then I was talking to one of my buddies the other night, and he said he was hanging out with Jason and noticed a bunch of like boxes in his car. And was like, what's up with the boxes? And Jason was like very defensive. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no boxes in my car.
Yeah, Jason, he's like that. You don't, yeah.
So he just kind of like makes moves, That's how that dude rolls. He makes moves.
He makes moves, yeah. He does.
He doesn't play around. Like when he sets his mind to something, he makes a move.
Yeah.
And
And he is always literally moving. You'll be like, hey, man, what's going on? Yeah, I sold my house, got a new house. You're like, well, that came out of nowhere. Yeah, but you know what happened. And it's like, okay.
so I'm piecing things together here. He was talking about South Carolina. Then he's supposed to be on the show tonight. He can't come over because he's watching the kid because his wife's in South Carolina talking with the mom, and they're out.
Some logistics, huh?
They're out, doing their thing. She's been there all week. He's got boxes in his car. I'm piecing everything together. My man hasn't told us, but he's moving to South Carolina.
Say it ain't so.
I'm telling you,
Are you
watch.
serious,
Watch. I piece this together. I'm right. Because he said that his wife was down there hanging out
Fucking
with her
Matlock
mom
over here.
and they've been looking around. I guarantee she's down there checking out school districts, looking at shit like that.
What, man? Like this?
Just don't you think it adds up, right? He's got boxes in his car that he's shady about. He brought up to me he was moving to South Carolina. Now all of a sudden he can't come over because his wife's down in South Carolina. He's got no ties to here.
You do not have
He
boxes.
doesn't have ties. His family's here.
His family's here, but he currently doesn't have a job, which means he can easily move.
You don't have boxes if you're thinking about moving.
But I mean,
that's what I'm saying. The decision's been
they
made.
haven't been in that house that long, though.
I agree. Look, you look hurt. I'm looking at you. Man, you look hurt.
No, the only reason why I look hurt is because, that house was a gift. And me and Cameron had a talk one day. And it was on the point where, because me and Kim, we adore them. Our kid, I named my son after him because I love him. I love the man.
Oh, I love Jason.
And
if he's gone, it'll be upsetting to me. He's one of my better friends.
Yeah, all we ever wanted to do was be around them.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't
I agree.
we don't care. Like I don't care what you have. I don't care what you do. As long as we're friends, that's worth more than gold. And
I get that.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to tell Cameron that house was a gift. I don't care if it looks nice or if it's more than I have. I don't care. I love you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I consider you family. I just want to be around you. So we always used to try to say, or Jason used to say, and I used to say, we need to bring the kids together. Logan is like Layla's age.
That's always the trick, man. If you can get the kids to love each other,
Yeah.
then the families unite.
And
I got another friend who's doing that right now. My buddy's wife actually said to me, she goes, our tribes aren't close enough. I want to get the kids together more often. And I go, that's really smart because the adults are tight.
Well, that's how you and I met. through
it
our
was
kids.
it was a kid connection.
Yeah.
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 Now my daughter makes little comments like, your son's her boyfriend. I'm
Yeah.
like, you don't even go to the same school. You don't have a phone. Like, don't give me this crap. But that's a whole other story for another time. I don't know. That's my rumor. That's my thought.
It's your hot take.
That's my hot
But
take.
it kind of upsets me, man, that
I didn't mean to upset you.
No,
I didn't mean to
but
upset
I mean, if he does leave, man, I'm gonna call him on it. I mean, I might argue with him because, I mean, I can't tell a man.
Oh
how to
God!
live
Now
his life.
I've
Yeah,
started.
you
No,
set
but
him
no,
off.
but no,
Now
I
I've
know, but
created
you don't
conscious-
We got
understand.
Cancun 2 rolling up
Yeah,
in here.
but I consider
He
him
would
my
cuss in
brother
the
now. If
street.
he decided to make a move and he didn't tell me, now I'm gonna be upset.
Well, we don't know. Now you see. Now I'm backtracking. I don't know nothing. I'm making it up.
gotcha. But I mean,
well, I think we all know Jason well enough to know that if he's moving, it's for the best of his family, right?
Which is always,
and you gotta love that. And
I guarantee it's thought out.
I don't
in
think
that
we haven't
respect.
heard from him because I don't think he doesn't want to have to tell us.
No, I know the reason we have not heard from him is because he dropped his phone in a lake a few weeks ago, and he's been trying to piece together his life. Like you know what I mean? Like when your phone goes, you've lost everything.
right.
And I finally texted him last night, and he's like, "Oh my God, Brendan, it's you! I need to put your number in my phone."
Right.
And I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "So that's why I haven't heard from you in a few weeks because I've been hitting him up on like the Marco Polo app, and he's not been responding."
Yeah.
And I made a comment to him. I said, "Yeah, man, I have noticed you haven't been responding." He goes, "Oh my God, I don't even have that app on my phone. Like I didn't even realize that."
Yeah.
He's like, "Shit." And he put it back on, so I think we're good now.
Okay.
We'll have to hit him up after this episode.
Yeah, we might have to call him and tell him to come on. I mean, that's
No, what I'm gonna do is fuck with him since he doesn't have my number. I know he doesn't know my phone number. I'm gonna start texting him some crazy shit.
I start with a ball pick. Everybody likes a ball pick.
But I mean, if like, I know he's gonna hear this, but
He will, and that's why I brought it up here
no,
because I
but
want
I
him
just-
to hear it. I want to
yeah.
hear that. I want him to hear my deduction
yeah,
through the. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I want to see if I'm right because he might get me up and go, "You're a dumbass. I needed boxes because we're having a yard sale." Get shit out of storage,
Dude, I'm a box salesman now. You didn't know that?
yeah.
What, my wife can't visit her
Corrugated
mother.
champion.
My wife can't visit her mother. What kind of dick? Like you're an asshole, which I may be, but I think I'm right.
Yeah,
I like it. I like your hot take.
My thing is, I have
Hot takes are what makes this radio go, right?
For sure. It's what
Yeah.
keeps us afloat.
That's why I said Hardy was being bought by Anbev.
That's
Lock
right.
it up. I'm the first one to make that hot take.
Yeah. Wow, are they really? Oh yeah. Well,
In our world.
Yes, they are. As I'm wiping devil's backbone from my nose, you crack me up there. Yes, I believe they're being bought because I heard another hot take from a drunk person who's in the industry that he
Yeah.
thought they were circling. So I believe
Makes
it.
sense.
oh, I gotta invite you guys down to speaking of Hardywood, around the corner over there to Sirius Vodka with me, man.
Man, you got a connection to Serious Vodka?
Oh yeah, I drink for free.
Oh, I'll drink for half price.
No, you with me. You drink for free. Lauren
Well, then you and I will split my tab.
Lauren is the bartender there. She's super sweet. We're friends. She takes care of me. We also do another podcast.
Hold
Nice.
on, you got 4 shows, so we got.
I do a show called Comic Books and Brews where we talk about comics, get shit faced drunk, and pretty much drop acid every now and then.
on the air.
Yeah,
Whoa. Is that on the other, not what?
it's like sporadic.
What's
Because
what's the
Yeah,
other one?
obviously,
not
if
iTunes. What's the other?
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, yeah.
There's a couple. There's only 2 episodes on there.
But they're like 8 hours.
No. But Lauren Patera is this great girl. She does cosplay. I believe her family is like Old Richmond, so they're great people. And she is like the best thing in the world. She's like a blonde or maybe brunette. I can't tell. She changes her hair color a lot.
Or it just changes in your eyes.
Yeah,
on
well,
account of
and-
the way you.
Yeah, and she's one of the bartenders there at Sirius Vodka. And every Sunday we do. Well, hip hop does, not me. Hip hop does Soul on Sunday, and it's like great. We drink vodka, we talk shit, and listen to music. And there's a cook there who like cooks on one of the eggs, like
Man.
the egg things.
Oh, the great big,
Oh, the
the
big-
big
big
green
green
egg.
egg, yeah. And it's great. It's like a great time.
Well,
Sounds
damn,
like
dude,
it.
Yeah.
that sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah,
Hell
All right,
yeah.
we're gonna have to check that out.
yeah,
Got a remote.
I'm all in on that sweet action.
yeah. But as far as Jason goes, he's my brother, and if he left, I've not spent enough time with him and Cam in all these years.
Yeah. Yep. I
Yeah.
agree.
He's not. I would be devastated if he left.
He'll be missed. All right. Good
We'll
knowing you.
find out soon. We'll find out
You
soon.
better not leave, motherfucker.
Well, and speaking of leaving, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up because we got another episode to record.
That's
but
right.
I hope everybody that's out there that was using this to get them through their commute down to wherever they're headed for Memorial Day. I hope you're staying safe and having a blast because this is the beginning of summer. We got 3 days.
That's right.
3 days to throw it down and no days to recover before you got to get back to work.
Ow. No.
Fair warning. That's how that goes. Rich, thank you so much for coming out tonight,
Yeah,
man.
man. Thanks, man.
Hey, my pleasure. boys.
Always love having you on the show, man.
Let's do it again next week.
Let's do that. Rich, will you come back next week?
I'll bring more people next week. I'll bring Lauren.
I don't think he gets it.
No, he didn't. It went over his head.
We're recording in 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. I will be back next week with not Lauren.
Yeah. Perfect. Not Lauren.
We might want to scrap that one part and rewind. Let me stop there. Yeah, do it. Hit the button. Hello, yeah. Vagine.
No, thank you so much for coming out. We'll be talking to you all soon. If you guys haven't had a chance to pull the old Cincinnati swap and go ahead and grab someone's phone and sign them up for Inside the Pallet House, we certainly appreciate if you did. It's the fastest way to get us more subscribers and make it so people know what the hell you are talking about when you're talking about licking a ham sandwich. And they're like, that doesn't even make any sense. Be like, well, Big Rich told me.
That's
all
right.
about it. It makes perfect sense. That's how you make Miracle Whip into mayonnaise.
That's right.
Damn right. Tell him Big
And
Rich
now
sent
you know.
And if you haven't had a chance to send us any topics, please do so over at the Facebook page, or you can hit us up at insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Or you can always hit us up on Twitter, or there's another one, Instagram. That's the
Facebook.
one.
Are you boys on IG? I got to get on that.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a teaser. I'm going to talk about Facebook and Big Rich in the next week's episode.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you real soon. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?